a creature second only to the king, in sheer, unrelenting power across the open plains. A chilling sound breaks the silence, a laugh. Not joy, not humor, but tension. Fear, survival. Echoing through the wild, this is the voice of the spotted hyena. In the unforgiving expanse of the Masai Mara, arrogance is not just a flaw, it is a death sentence. Here the rules are simple: hunt or starve, adapt or disappear. This is one of the most predator-dense ecosystems on Earth, a place where life gathers in staggering numbers and vanishes just as quickly. Each year, the Great Migration floods these lands with millions of hooves, wildest, zebras, antelope, endless river of flesh and opportunity. But abundance does not bring peace, it brings chaos, because where there is prey, there are predators, and in this brutal hierarchy, every predator plays a role. Imagine a criminal empire, cold, organized, ruthless at its core. Everything revolves around one goal: profit. In the wild, that profit is energy. And no predator understands this better than the spotted hyena, often mocked, misjudged as mere scavengers. But in reality, they are among the most efficient hunters in Africa. They do not waste energy. They do not chase glory. They chase survival. Every movement is calculated. Every decision measured. They are endurance specialists built, not for speed, but for persistence. When a hunt begins, it is not a sprint. It is a slow collapse. The prey runs. The hyenas follow step by step, breath by breath, until panic sets in, because the true weapon of the hyena is not its jaws. It is time. They exhaust their prey, break its rhythm, shatter its will. And when the moment finally comes, they do not hesitate. They feed immediately, not out of cruelty, but necessity, because in the Mara, hesitation is deadly. The longer a kill takes, the louder the struggle becomes, and sound travels. It attracts attention, and attention attracts power. At the very top of this food chain stands a figure that needs no introduction: the lion. A fully grown male lion is not just an animal, he is an institution of dominance, weighing up to 200 kilograms. Built like a living weapon, crowned with a dark mane that signals authority. Beside him, even the largest hyena appears small, and the hyenas know it. They are not reckless, they are strategic. Against lionesses, they may stand their ground. Numbers give them leverage. 4, hyenas 5. Sometimes Moran. Suddenly the hunters become the hunted dot. But when the king arrives, everything changes. The mane alone is enough to silence the boldest. Challengers, no fight, no resistance, only retreat. Because this is not a battle they can win. This rivalry defines the Mara, a constant tug-of-war between cunning and raw power. But while the outside world sees chaos, inside the hyena clan there is structure, a strict, unforgiving order. This is a society ruled by females, larger, stronger, more aggressive than the males, even before birth. Female hyenas are exposed to powerful hormones that shape their dominance. They are not just leaders, they are absolute rulers, and beneath them lies a rigid hierarchy. Every individual has a place. Every place has pressure. When tension builds, it does not disappear, it moves. From the strongest to the weakest. A chain reaction of aggression. Known as redirected violence, the lowest-ranking members suffer the most, not because they deserve it, but because they are available for male hyenas. Life is even harsher. They are outsiders, forced to leave their birth clans. They wander in search of acceptance, but acceptance comes at a cost. Submission, total and complete. They eat last. They rest. Last. They exist at the bottom of the social ladder. Even below newborns to rise. They must earn trust through patience, through loyalty, through contribution in this world. Relationships are survival tools, and alliances mean everything as the migration arrives. The plains transform. Grass grows thick. Water returns. Life explodes. But so does competition. Predators converge from every direction, and the hyenas seize the moment. Out in the open, there is nowhere to hide, but hyenas do not need cover. They rely on pressure, relentless, coordinated pursuit. Once they lock onto a target, they do not let go. The prey slows, stumbles, breaks, and when it falls, the feeding frenzy begins instantly. This is not chaos, it is efficiency at its peak, a race against time and against other predators, because in the Mara, a kill is never truly yours. It belongs to whoever can defend it, and sometimes whoever can steal it. Hyenas are masters of opportunism. They read situations with precision. A lone cheetah-fast, but fragile, an easy target. A pack of wild dogs coordinated relentless, a dangerous gamble. A leopard powerful, solitary, unpredictable. Each encounter is a calculation. Risk versus reward. Energy spent versus energy gained. And through this constant evaluation, the hyena thrives second only to the lion. But second place is not safe. It is dangerous because it means you are strong enough to challenge, but not strong enough to dominate, and eventually, every challenger meets the king. When a male lion enters hyena territory, it is not just a visit, it is a statement, a warning, even when outnumbered. He does not panic. He observes, selects, strikes. One target, one moment, one display of overwhelming force. The hyenas hesitate, and hesitation is defeat. The lion does not need to kill them all. He only needs to prove a point. And once that point is made, order is restored. The hyenas retreat, not broken, but reminded, because survival here is not about pride, it is about endurance. Hyenas do not quit. When they fail, they adapt. When they fall, they rise. And when hunting is no longer an option, they return to their oldest strength, scavenging. To others, decay is danger. Disease. Death to the hyena. It is opportunity. Their jaws can crush the hardest bones. Their stomachs can neutralize deadly bacteria. They consume what others cannot, transforming death into life. They are the recyclers of the savannah, the unseen force that keeps the ecosystem alive. Misunderstood, relentless, unstoppable. But the Mara holds more than just hunters of the land, beyond the dust and grass. Beyond the roar and laughter, there is water, and within it, something older, something patient. The Mara River winds through the plains like a living artery, a source of life, and a place of death. Because beneath its surface, nothing is what it seems. There, in the silence of the murky depths, waits a predator that does not chase it waits. The Nile crocodile. Ancient, massive. Unforgiving. It does not hunt with speed. It hunts with timing, still as stone, invisible. Beneath the waterline. Watching, waiting, and when the moment comes, it strikes no. Warning, no second chance in this world. You don't just run for your life, you vanish.